So this is on today's episode of These People Will Try to Whine You, but no panic. So last week, earlier on in the week, Papa came back with something that looked like a pinch on his body, just around his belly side, right? It looked like he scratched himself with his nails, and their nails grow really fast. And I cut it every week. He showed me actually. I said, "Oh, you cut yourself on your stomach," and that was just it. Oh, okay. We're just looking at it and everything. It wasn't painful. It wasn't itchy. So maybe around Friday, I saw another one around his belly button, underneath his stomach. And that one was not looking like a pimple that was going to burst. What's happening to that one there and this one now? And now that other one is now looking like a wound, like he now scratched the wound, kind of, but still very small. So he showed me that other one. I was now wondering, Friday, what could be happening today? So I checked all of his skin, and you have to look very closely. Then you now see some other things that are trying to come out. You see that they're trying to develop. They haven't formed anything. Like he's got something with the skin. He wasn't feeling sick. He wasn't poorly. Those things were there. You see small. See them just still trying to come out. During the weekend, I just kept checking. I saw that they were becoming more visible, but still very small. Because I'm now expecting something, I'm really looking to see what they are. Papa is in reception, and in reception, how they sit is that they throw a mat on the floor. So all the kids just literally sit there on the floor, and they all sit like this. If you see how they sit, like very closely together. So it's just always very easy to pass things, get flu, circulate it. I asked if somebody had something, and then he told me, yes, that somebody has something, rashes in the school. Now mentioned two kids' name actually. So I was not trying to wonder what could that be, so I started checking on Google. I started using ChatGPT. I'll check all through the weekend to find out what it was, just so that we can attack it before it becomes something serious. Right. So, but he wasn't feeling sick. So there was no symptom to really attach to it. He was just his normal self. But all the checks were saying, oh, if he's not feeling poorly, he's able to go to school. On Monday, we went to school. So after I dropped him off at school, we went straight to book an appointment with the GP just to see him after school, just so we know what it is. Right. We don't have any pets. We don't have any dog. We don't have any cat. So saying that, we just want to know what it is and where it was coming from. So we had just gotten to the house, and we had barely even settled in, and I got a call from the school to say Bobo has chicken pox, that we might want to come and pick him up. So we went back to school, and I'm now like, how could they have seen that it was chicken pox? There's nothing on his face. There's just a spot, a mark on, there's just a spot, a pimple-like spot, one on the face. It's still one at this point. It's not surprised. How did you know it was already chicken pox, right? Because I checked everything, and everything that the internet was telling me chicken pox was not among. They were saying some skin infections and describing how they start in school. It could be something that somebody was spreading. So I went to the school, and when I got to the admin section, I now had to ask, was it poorly or what happened? And I said, oh no, these kids always trying to make it just make it light. And these kids, they just get stuff. And then I had to ask me, is there anybody in my family who has chicken pox? I said, no, nobody has chicken pox. She went on to ask, okay, has it had the flu? Because usually if it's had the flu, then it's sometimes chicken pox. No, he has not had the flu. I said, no, he hasn't. Okay, trying to talk around it, and now went to get the Bobo's teachers to bring Bobo out. So I was still very curious to know how were you able to see, because me, I used my motherhood eye to zoom. I didn't see anything. Even though the dad was saying this could be chicken pox. I'm like, because it's formal school, when there's an outbreak, when there's something, send an email to the parents to let you know that this is what is happening in the school, just so that you can keep an eye in case you see symptoms and all. If there's someone who has come into the school with a head lice, they'll tell you, oh, there's somebody with a head lice in the school, just so you check. Or somebody has COVID, just, things like that. They just send an email to every parent just to keep you aware. So I didn't get any email from the school. So I just assumed, no, it's not something. It has to be something light, because here they always encourage, send them to school, even if they have cold. I'm like, they have cold. They say, yeah, just send them to school. Kids develop cold. How many times in a year? This, that. So, and when the teacher came out with Bobo, so I now had to ask, are there kids in the school who have had chicken pox or who currently still have chicken pox? And I said, oh yes, there are. In fact, last week, somebody was down with chicken pox. The other week, now that I mentioned it, that means that this is something that is circulating in the class, right? So this week, apparently, it was Bobo's turn When she now confirmed it was chickenpox, and I was now more concerned about my child. I didn't know, like, oh baby, are you okay? Are you feeling sick? Are you dazed? Because it took us all through the weekend and we couldn't figure out what it was, and we had already booked the GP appointment. Okay, how is it? So you know how chickenpox would make people feel? They will always be itchy, they'll be feeling sick. I didn't see all of that, so I was now thinking, oh, maybe this boy had just been dealing with these things and I didn't know. So my attention just automatically went to my boy, and then we said, okay, let's go straight to the GP. From there, so of waiting till after school. So we now went straight to the GP for our appointment. And then it was later that it now dawned on me that, so you knew that there was something circulating in their classroom. So why were you now asking me if there was somebody in my house who had chickenpox? Why were you now beating about the bush and asking, has he had the cold? Just say there's an outbreak and I would have known. And if I had received that email, it would have saved me all that weekend that I was there stressed and wondering, which kind of skin disease be this? Before it spreads everywhere, God, I beg go. It would have saved me all that stress. I'll just be aware. I'll just be informed that, oh, okay, there's chickenpox, and these people will try to warn you, but